Welcome into the beautiful Penn Medicine Park here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for the PIAA District 3 6A championship game between the number 11 Muhlenberg Muhls and the number 5 Chambersburg Trojans. And the question on everyone's mind here today, can the Chambersburg Trojans add another title to their historic trophy case? Or can the Miracle Mules pull off an unprecedented upset and become the second 11 seed to win it all in the District 3 tournament since seeding was introduced? We welcome you here in the booth today. I'm Adam Cooke. Alongside me, that's Benjamin Ruppert, and we are excited to present this entire game live for free on YouTube on video for you for Student Sportscasts. We are two seniors at Exeter Township, and we know Muhlenberg pretty well. We have not seen Chambersburg. That's a pretty far drive, 2 hours from where we live, actually. But we're excited to get to know the Trojans a bit more, get to know the Mules a bit more. Muhlenberg coming off a loss in that Berks County Championship game. They've been real hot, won 9 of their last 10. And Chambersburg, they have completely flipped this program around. It's a program that has won a lot, most district titles out of any team. But last year, they've been under 500 since 2018. They haven't made the district tournament. Now they're in it. They're competing for a title. What a turnaround it has been for Scott Fulmar and the Chambersburg Trojans. So we're excited to bring all of the action to you on Student Sportscast here today. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more pregame coverage coming your way after this. Welcome back to Lancaster, Pennsylvania for the District 3 Class 6A Baseball Championship game as the Mules now take the field wearing their yellow jerseys. Chambersburg now exiting the field. They are wearing their white and navy jerseys as they always do, and we did say that the first pitch was going to be around 6:45. The game ahead of us went a little bit long. That was Lampeter Strasburg and Lower Dauphin, with the Pioneers taking the win in that one 6-5. We have a really good game ahead of us, Ben. I mean, the storylines behind this one, these are two teams that you wouldn't have really expected to be in this game. Muhlenberg, that an 11 seed, that kind of speaks for itself, them being an underdog, the story coming in here. And yeah, Chambersburg is the 5 seed, but with the past couple of years not going their way, they were 5-13 last year. They flip it completely around, go 17-6. I mean, what a story that is, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to start with 5 wins last year and then to over triple the amount of wins that they had this year and to get back to the spot where they have wanted to be the last couple of years, obviously, like you said, having the most district championship wins in all of 6A baseball. So this is the spot they really want to be at. And you have the storyline, right? You have the motive for both teams. There's a lot at stake here. Muhlenberg trying to, be that Cinderella team that we've seen time and time again. And Chambersburg just trying to, take care of business as they've done the past couple of years. So
this is the second meeting between the Muhls and Trojans in the PIAA District 3 playoffs. The first time in 1980 when the Muhls defeated the Trojans. It was their first ever time making a tournament appearance, and the Muhls defeated Chambersburg to ultimately claim that title, their first district title. Take a look at the bracket this year. You see Muhlenberg and Chambersburg, of course, but the path to getting here for both teams, a little bit tricky. Muhlenberg had to start off with Mannheim Township, the Lancaster Lebanon champions. Then they go all the way down to Waynesboro, almost as far of a drive as Chambersburg. And then they take down number 2 Ephrata in the semifinal to advance. Chambersburg, they defeated Red Lion, an easier first-round matchup. And then an interesting little thing that I found, Ben, they had 7 runs across the quarterfinal and semifinal, they have 7 runs over the past 2 rounds, but they only have 6 hits in those 2 games. So we're going to see what this offense is able to do, how many runs they could put up with the base runners that they have on, because ultimately, whoever is capitalizing with those runners in scoring position, that's going to be a huge key to this game.
Absolutely, and offense is going to be the key to winning this game. We have seen the pitching and defense from both of these teams this year. Obviously, Muhlenberg's thing has been pitching and defense, along with Chambersburg having 3 pitchers with the ERA under 1.5. So seeing which team can come through with 2 outs and which team get the big hit is really going to be key to taking a lead in this game and then, keeping it.
Talking about good pitchers, I mean, it doesn't get much better than these two. For Muhlenberg, it's Cole Moody. He comes into this one with a 0.98 ERA. He's 9-0 on the season in 10 appearances, and he is as good as it gets. A complete game shutout on 2 hits against Ephrata in that 2-0 semifinal win. I mean, what a guy he has been, because he can go deep in games, and he's going to just shut out your opponent. And they know that they're going to get innings out of him, and they know that when Moody's out there, you're probably going to win the game.
Absolutely, and excuse my pun here, but he has been the horse for this team. I mean, he has just been, the guy that they throw out here, on a Sunday, as they say in the college baseball, on a Sunday you need to get a win, or, in a big spot where you need a win, big series, big game, that's the guy you want out there, and that's who they're getting today. And, he's going to give you a good performance, so just getting the offense behind him, getting the offense going early is going to be key for Muhlenberg in this game.
And Muhlenberg, who starts this season out 7-7, and then goes on to win 9 out of 10. The only loss coming in the county championship game to Wilson. Wilson was a first-round exit to an upset loss. So Muhlenberg is on fire. I mean, Moody is a huge catalyst of what they've done, and they're feeling good. Head coach Brian Kopetsky saying, yeah, we're the underdogs in this one, but the guys are fired up. They're excited to play, and we're built for this moment. Chambersburg, on the other hand, talked to Coach Scott Fulmer, this is his 10th season. Kopetsky in his 28th for Muhlenberg. Fulmer said, this team is just playing good baseball. They're playing good, essential baseball. They're making the right plays. They're going on the bases. And like Moody, these are guys that are going to eat innings for Chambersburg. And they have Brady Truitt, the junior, on the mound. 0.62 ERA through 34 innings this season. What a guy that Brady Truitt has been for Chambersburg. And you got to think, he's the guy that you want going out there. Even though you also have Ryan Mills, who a complete game, 1 run against Hempfield. You also have Cam Wadle, who has a 1.75 ERA. But Truitt, with a .62, had a complete game shutout in their first round game against Northeastern, or excuse me, their quarterfinal game against Northeastern. So, we were talking about this on the right here, Ben. We're not going to see many runs today.
No, it's going to be runs are going to be hard to come by. And, when you look at this Chambersburg team on paper, it's the pitching that jumps out, right? It's the really low ERAs, the high strikeouts. That's the thing that I looked for when I looked at my board today. And, again, them pitching is going to be the biggest key for them. And Muhlenberg's going to have to try to get on base any way that they can because these guys are shut-down guys. And they're going to have good guys coming in after Truitt. So if Truitt isn't able to go as many as they'd like, if he's only able to go 4 or 5, they're going to have their best guy coming in for those last couple of innings. So getting on base early for both of these teams is going to be definitely the key to success in this game. Talking
a little bit more about how important pitching is to this Chambersburg team. Not to say that they have a lackluster offense. I mean, you have Brady Truitt hitting .410 in the 3-hole, and then you have Keegan Truitt, not directly related. He is a distant cousin. He's hitting .300 cleanup. So you have guys that can score runs, but it's the pitching that's really the front runner for this team, considering their team ERA is at 2.18. Their opposing batting average is at 1.93, and they don't want to allow many runs because they're not doing great in game. I mean, obviously this is just how baseball is, but when they allow a lot of runs, they're not winning. Some teams can do that. They can win 7-5 games pretty easily. Chambersburg has not won a game where they allow more than 4 runs. So they got to limit it because the Mules can hit as well. They have guys like Gavin and Cole Moody, like Cooper Burr leading off, and we'll get more into the starting lineups in a little bit. They can hit as well. These are two teams that are able to do a lot on both sides of the ball, but your specialty is going to be how well can you pitch? Are your guys going to give you a solid outing like they have all year? If not, you're in trouble. And how is your lineup going to respond to a guy like Brady Truitt with a sub-1 ERA and Cole Moody, again, with a sub-1 ERA?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the big things, another big key here for both these teams is you got to work counts, right? You're not gonna score 4 or 5 runs off these guys in one inning. So what you have to do is you have to work counts, find the pitcher's release point, find timing, find different things that you can, find different patterns to exploit that pitcher and really try to understand what you're really going at. And to try to score as many runs as you can. And I think, like you talked about, I think this is the heavyweight matchup, right? This is the 6A championship. That you're getting the best arms, you're getting the best teams. This is what you show up for. This is what the fans pay money for. So I think we're in for a really, really good game tonight.
Game number 6 of the District 3 Championships. Game number 4 played here today. The other ones were last week. So a lot to look forward to in this heavyweight bout. Muhlenberg, Chambersburg. We'll be right back here with you with starting lineups right after this. almost ready to begin here at Penn Medicine Park in Lancaster. It's a pretty good day out. The weather 74 degrees, a little bit cloudy, but it's game day ready. It was raining a little bit this morning, but no threat to our games. We're a little behind schedule, but that happens with baseball. Games go long all the time, and we'll see how long this one goes. I mean, if it's a pitcher's duel like we're thinking, it might be a little quicker. But let's introduce these starting lineups that are going to try and make this not so much of a pitcher's duel. Starting with the visiting Muhls, Cooper Burr leads off. He is one of the three Burr brothers that have gone through this system in the past couple of years. You see at the bottom of that lineup card, that is Carter Burr, a younger freshman brother. Marvin Frias hitting second. Gavin and Cole Moody, those are the twins that you want to look out for. Then we have Liam Vargas, Mike Canfield, John Martin, Eden Bonte, and then back to the bottom, Carter Burr.
Yeah, and the big thing for this lineup is they got to have the bottom guys get on base. That's going to be the key thing for them, is getting the bottom half on base so the top guys like Cooper Burr, Marvin Frias, Gavin, and Cole Moody can start driving those guys in. That's going to be key for them.
Absolutely. And now taking a look at Chambersburg, you have Aaron Vasquez leading off, followed by Ryan Mills, the St. Joseph's commit. Then the pitcher, Brady Truitt. He is partner in crime, not brother, Keegan Truitt. He is the catcher, hitting cleanup, Aiden Appleby, Bryson Murray, Bryce Deneen, Matt Murphy, and Connor McMullen, rounding out this Chambersburg lineup.
Yeah, we got a pretty solid, well-rounded lineup. I mean, this thing with the Chambersburg offense is there's not a whole lot of holes, and that's the problem. They don't have a whole lot of holes, so you gotta stay locked in. You gotta be hitting your spots, making the right pitch calls, making the plays when they're given to you. You gotta be really solid against this Chambersburg team.
As we were talking about earlier, the Truitt, not brothers, are leading this team in average. You have Brady Truitt for 10, and then Keegan Truitt hitting 300. Look at Aaron Vasquez at the top of this lineup, though, with 16 walks, 5 stolen bases. His batting average is only 211, but his on base is all the way up to 360. So you have to be disciplined, and what Coach Fulmer was talking about, good, disciplined baseball. That includes working counts, taking the right pitches, and taking the right ones to hit out to that outfield fence.
Absolutely, and if you look at this entire Chambersburg lineup, right? Look at the OBP: 360, 380, 465, 349, 458. The OBP on this team is what's going to help them succeed. Those guys need to get on base any way that they can: walks, hits, errors, whatever it is. Because especially with the speed that they have, speed kills in high school baseball, and being able for them to get on is going to be the big part for them.
Talk about speed. You have a couple of guys on Muhlenberg with high stolen base counts. You have Burr with 10, you have Frias with 13, and a lot of these guys have high batting averages. It is Cooper Burr leading the way, 364, followed by Cole Moody, not too far behind him. He can do it all, 362 batting average. Then Marvin Frias, 353, and then Gavin Moody, 312 as well. So a lot of guys that can ball out for the Muhls, a lot of guys that can ball out for Chambersburg. I mean, the seedings, neither of these are top 4 teams. Neither of these teams are coming off byes, but these are teams that are very, very capable. And even looking into the state tournament, last year's 6A champion coming from District 3, that was Cedar Cliff. And if you can recall that crazy ending at Penn State where 13-inning thriller ends with a walk-off balk, Cedar Cliff was ultimately defeated by Governor Mifflin in the 6A District 3 title game. So silver in District 3 converts to all the way to the state chip. That is funny, though, because Mifflin, when they were still in 5A 2024, they were second in District 3 when they lost to Mechanicsburg at First Energy Stadium, and then they go all the way to win at Penn State. They win a PIAA 5A title. And I think what's unique about this championship, as it has been the past couple of years, it's great to see the parity that we have in District 3, specifically at this high class. This will be the 6th consecutive unique champion. The last team winning back-to-back was Wilson back in 2019 and 2021. The discrepancy there being 2020 was canceled by COVID.
Correct.
So a lot of different teams have won in this decade, and that's really great to see. And especially with teams that are a little bit lower in seeding. It's always fun to watch two teams that you can tell they have worked hard to get here. Muhlenberg fought all season long. They may have been written off at one point of the season, but you shouldn't have written them off because now they're here, now they're ready to play. And Chambersburg, yeah, they're the most winning program in District 3 history, but maybe you wrote them off after 8 down years. So now they're ready. They're back on the big stage. They are ultimately 10-5 in title games. They have won 11 championships. The thing to note there is that they had one of their championship games rained out. That was in 1992. They were supposed to play Boyertown in the 3A title game, but that didn't happen. So 11 championships, 10 championship games. Muhlenberg has won 3 district championships. Of course, as we said earlier, the first district championship coming over Chambersburg in their first ever and only meeting in this tournament. And then they also won 2 more, the others coming over Hershey 8-1 in 1982 and in 2008 over Fleetwood. I think it's fun to note, though, that Brian Kopetsky, the coach of Muhlenberg, played for those first 2 and then coached that win over Fleetwood. So he's been here for it all. He's an experienced coach, and they are 3-0 in championship games. So those are the only 3 that they've played in. So if the track record continues tonight, they have a pretty good look at winning this district championship over Chambersburg. But we'll see. Can Cole Moody deliver the Mules a championship with another lights-out outing? World Chambersburg add another trophy to their historic trophy case. We will see, as we're going to take a break for the in-game Memorial Day national anthem. So we'll see you in just a minute. We welcome you back, whether you're joining us from Berks County, from Muhlenberg, or from Franklin County with the Trojans, or anywhere else throughout District 3. We are glad to have you here for Student Sportscasts as we are ready to get underway just shortly with the Trojans taking the field and the Muhls up to the plate first. Ben, how excited are we to, see hopefully what is projected to be such a good game today?
I'm excited. I always love to watch good baseball, but, I mean, this is, one of those you circle on the calendar, right? The District 3 6A championship, you know what I'm saying? That's the one you circle. And, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup. Two very similar teams, so it's just going to come down to execution tonight. You're
looking at these teams. They both have that Navy kind of thing going on, but they couldn't look more different on the field with Muhlenberg stepping up in what you kind of called that banana ball look.
Yeah, they got the banana ball uniforms.
They have fun with those.
They
speak with very highly of their uniform choices, and I know they're excited to be repping something like this in a district championship game. Of course, the Trojans, a classic Navy look. So we're almost ready to start up. Cooper Burr steps in the box with Brady Truitt on the mound for Chambersburg. Truitt in his windup. The first pitch is fouled off, and we are underway. Burr, a senior, is committed to play at Penn State Schuylkill. Has been the best hitter in the leadoff spot for the Muhls so far this season. We'll see what he can do, and that's way behind his head for ball number one.
Another important part here for both pitchers, Moody and Truitt, is going to be establishing the fastball and getting ahead early. That's going to be the key to get these guys out, is you got to get ahead early. If you fall behind, you're going to be forced to throw pitches over the middle of the plate, and that's where you get hurt.
Burr, a two-time County All-Star pick, fouls that one off, and count goes to 1-2. Truitt must be liking that one.
Yeah, when you can get a fastball by Cooper Burr, that's you know you're feeling it that day. So again, establishing that is going to be key.
Burr steps out.
This is also something that we've seen from Muhlenberg a lot, is they like to take their time. Moody likes to take his time on the mound. They like to pick off a lot. They'll use a lot of different pickoffs on first, second, third base. They're able to pick off on any part of the field, and that's a big part of where they find their routes at.
Pitch, fastball on the outside for ball two. So the count is at 2-2 to Cooper Burr. Burr's older brother, Cameron, graduated through this system. Now at Kutztown, count goes full. And already we see one of these players working at full, and that's something you're going to have to see a lot today if you want to win this. Ball four, and the Muhls get the first base runner of the game. Against a guy like Truitt, how important is that first base runner, Ben?
That is huge. Being able to get guys on base is going to be the key. And now with Frias coming up, he can bunt. He can, you could try a hit and run. Burr's got good speed. You can have him steal it. It just opens up a lot of different things when you get the leadoff guy on base against any pitcher, but especially against a pitching staff like this. It's important.
Frias shows bunt.
There's that bunt.
It's called for a strike.
Told you.
Righty-lefty matchup here.
And Frias has got good speed, so if he gets it down one of those lines, Chambersburg's going to have to make a tough play.
Truitt, the pitch is popped up. Will it stay in play? Yes, it will. And the play is made by Keegan Truitt. And a big first out for Chambersburg.
Good regroup right there by Truitt. able to calm himself back down after the leadoff walk and, attack the zone, find himself an out.
Another guy committed to Penn State Schuylkill, that is Gavin Moody, and Moody has another one of his current and future teammates on first base to work with. Moody, an all-division pick this season, takes the ball on the outside for the first pitch. Moody had the only RBI of the game in that game against Ephrata. Had a huge double to help them.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've talked about is, one RBI and they won the game.
Yeah.
Cole Moody just shut them down.
That's lined into left field. That's hit well, but ultimately trekking it and making the catch is Appleby for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Muhls, pitcher number 13, Cole Moody.
So Moody's twin steps in, the pitcher, and before he even steps on the mound, is he able to do anything with his bat? Moody was named All-County this year, unsurprisingly. Hits as a righty. Stands in at 6'3". Truitt kicks, deals. It's a strike called on the outside corner. Not much of a lead for Burr at first base at all. Now he gets a little bit. Pickoff attempt. Not in time. Burr's got speed, and Truitt does not want to let him get to second because having a runner in scoring position instead of getting either a force at second or first completely changes things.
Yeah, and that creates some problems.
And he's off. The attempt. Safe. Just under the tag. Very, very nice throw from Truitt. But ultimately, it is Bird just getting a little bit under it. Pitch was a strike, so Cole Moody down 0-2 in the count. So even with the stolen base, Brady Truitt just a pitch away from getting out of this.
But this runner in scoring position could be huge if, base hit right or left field, or anywhere for that matter. Cooper Burr's got some decent speed, and he'll be running with, as soon as the ball's hit, so could get the Muhls on the board early.
Liam Vargas due up, followed by Michael Canfield. Sun shining a little bit from left field, and the pitch. It's hit well, it's popped up into left field. Appleby tracking it again, and he makes the catch. That'll be the end of the inning as the Muhls do not capitalize on that early runner, and the Trojans head to the plate with an opportunity to strike first. It's 0-0 after the top of the first. if you had one way of describing Cole Moody, I would probably call him an absolute dog because Moody has just been eating innings all year long. He's probably going to give you a complete game. And if not, something is wrong because Moody has just been eating innings, absolutely cooking up batters. 8 straight complete games, 4 of them being complete game shutouts. He's an all-county talent, committed to Northampton Community College, and he's had a lot of great outings this season, but we'll see what he does in this district championship game. It is the biggest game that he'll pitch in. He did not pitch in the county final. So we'll see what this senior can do in one of his final games wearing navy and gold.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really, just spectacular for them all year. He's a hard worker. He's going to give you everything that he's got. He would pitch for this team until his arm fell off. He's just, like you said, 8 complete games, 4 complete game shutouts. That's not, that's not something you see every day. That's not something you walk by every day, and that's not from lack of, team play. That's just straight hard work, and he's given everything he's got to this team, and you got to commend him for that.
So Aaron Vasquez steps in as the first batter for the Trojans, and the first pitch from Moody is on the inside. Brushed him off a little bit. Pitch came in at 78. Vasquez, as we were talking about a little bit in the pregame show, 16 walks. But he gets on base via the single this time. Both teams starting with a leadoff base runner, and again, how important that is, but are they able to capitalize is the question.
Yeah, we saw that same thing last half inning. I mean, Burr was able to get on with the walk, work a good count, and got his way on, but Truitt was able to work his way back into it, and he was able to shut it down. So, but again, like I said last inning, this opens up so many options for this Chambersburg team. So seeing what they do here is really interesting. It's going to dictate the rest of this game.
Ryan Mills steps in. Breaking ball comes in for the first pitch, a strike.
I will say I've seen a lot of bleached hair. a lot of state-bound teams and players. I've seen a lot of bleached hair.
Moody takes a look back at first, throws it over. No concern for Vasquez.
Would you bleach your hair, Adam, if your teammate states?
No.
No?
Maybe, but I don't play sports.
Fair enough.
Maybe for the guys that do it.
Yeah,
throw to first again.
You're gonna see this a lot of pickoffs. They like to keep the runners, on their toes, and this is how they help out their catcher right here. This is how they help out. I forget who's back there. Excuse me.
Truitt.
Thank you. Yeah, that's how they help him out back there, is finding a way to limit.
Excuse me, Truitt is the catcher for Chambersburg.
I don't think that's right. Swing and a miss.
Castillo, the catcher for Muhlenberg.
Thank you. This is how they help Castillo out, is by keeping those base runners close with, the amount of pickoffs that they have.
Moody with his first strikeout of the game. First out of the game. Speaking of Truitt, Brady Truitt at the plate. Gets him on the inside. They're going to try for 2. Will they convert? Yes, they do. Muhlenberg with a huge double play. And that gets Moody out of it clean. After 1, we're still scoreless. A quick first inning as Cole Moody and Brady Truitt living up to the hype early on. And Ben, something you said in the break, keeping these pitch counts low is going to be huge.
Absolutely. Cole Moody with a 6-pitch inning in that first inning. And I mean, true with 13, so 19 combined pitches in this first inning. That is going to be, another big key to success. And I know we've talked about a lot of those today. You might need to write all of them down, but that's going to be another big thing. This is what allows Moody and Truitt to go with long, complete games and 7 innings, 6 innings. Whatever they need to do because they're able to keep their pitch counts low. Not necessarily because they strike everybody out, but because guys put the ball in play, and that equals fast outs, quick outs. And that's, again, this is what we're going to see the whole game here is we might see quick innings, up, down, just going to be it's quick one, I think.
And these guys have to trust their defense. They've absolutely been doing that, and they haven't disappointed so far. You had 2 fly balls to left field. Appleby, no issue with it. And then the Mules had that 6-3-1 double play to end the bottom of the first. It'll be Liam Vargas who digs in, takes the ball on the outside for the first pitch. Vargas, a county honorable mention this season. Fastball on the inside this time, comes in at 81.
Yeah, both these teams have preached pitching and defense the whole year, so we're going to get, some good defensive plays throughout the entirety of this game.
And he shows bunt now. Pulls back as it's ball 3 on the outside, and Muhlenberg just the ball away from starting off another inning with a leadoff walk.
Probably shows bunt. Yep, there's the show bunt again.
Takes strike 1.
And now here he goes.
The pitch.
All 4.
It's a little bit high and inside, and Vargas. Second straight inning that the Mules get a leadoff walk.
He didn't get hurt by it last inning, but a leadoff walk is not the way you want to start an inning,
So
obviously.
Each time to the plate, each team starts with a runner on base. And as we've been preaching, who capitalizes on it wins.
Absolutely.
It's pretty simple. That's how baseball works. You score more runs than the other team, you win the ball game.
Yeah. My goal is always to touch that plate as many times as you can, right? That's usually how you score.
Vargas, a little bit of a scurry over to first base. Chooses not to slide back in, but not much concern for him over there. Truitt will hold him on with another throw. Michael Canfield steps in, the third baseman for the Mules. Canfield, last tally to hit in that quarterfinal game against Waynesboro, went 1 for 3. Did score a run. And everyone's really getting held on here today.
Yeah, runners in scoring position and keeping runners on first base was definitely a topic of discussion for both of these coaches.
It's not much margin for error on the
not at
base
all.
paths. And we saw that throw that when Burr stole second base was a bang play, and
It was
just
on the money.
barely missed him.
Yep. And I know that, obviously you want to limit mistakes, but this is one of those games where
And a single into shallow right center field. And Canfield comes through. Runners on the corners for the Mules with no outs, and they're in business.
and see how now that walk hurts you now, because now you have first and third with nobody out. Instead, maybe you get that first guy out, right? Now you have runner on first with 1 out, and we're still sitting in an okay position.
So John Martin at the plate as the designated hitter for the Mules. He's in a situation, I mean, not many better situations than this. The only better situation is if you have a guy on second base here. And
yeah, absolutely.
Martin could capitalize early. Takes the first pitch, just off for a ball. Martin stands in 6-2. He's a sophomore, along with Canfield, who had that big single. Second pitch is a strike, catches the outside corner of the zone.
I'll be interested to see if Muhlenberg tries to do a delayed steal, early steal, or just straight steal kind of configuration here.
Fouls off that next pitch. Will it stay in play? And a great running effort. Here comes the runner, and he scores. Vargas with a heads-up play as the ball in foul territory was caught. And Vargas tags up to score. Muhlenberg on the board first. Ben, I don't know if you remember that play when John Kruk was screaming, "No, no, no, don't catch the ball," a couple years ago. But that really reminded me of what happened. It was when Castellanos shaded in from right field, caught it. I believe it was in Atlanta, and the runner was coming home just like what we saw, but Cassie threw him out. Ultimately, in that situation, they weren't preparing for the runner to come home. It didn't look like. So the runner comes to touch the plate, and Muhlenberg with a huge first run.
Yeah, that is a big first run, but I don't mind that play at all. I like taking my out there, and he did have to pump fake there, which threw him off a little bit. It's a tough catch, but I like taking my out there. You got to score at least one run to win anyway. So I like taking my out there and trusting my offense to score a little bit.
Okay. So Aiden Bonte at the plate. He's working on a 2-0 count. And count goes to 3-0. Sherwood, a little command struggle here early, on the verge of walking a third batter. He's only recorded 4 outs. He does deliver a strike, so count goes to 3-1.
And again, that's what we've talked about is trusting your defense. And I mean, you trust your defense there. He makes a good play, but now it's time to trust your offense, right? Now they got to come through for you and start scoring a little bit.
Truitt the 3-1, runners off and no throw as it's ball 4 anyways. Bonte on base. So now we'll see the 2 Burr brothers back to back. That is unless we have a double play ball. So it'll be Carter Burr, the freshman, then his older brother Cooper Burr, the senior. And before we have any of that, they're going to have a chat with Brady Truitt on the mound. Got to relax him early. I mean, he's coming off a great outing in that quarterfinal round against Northeastern. Again, complete game shutout with 3 hits. Only walked 2 in that game, so he already has more walks in this game. So they got to get their junior starter. They got to have faith in him, though. I mean, you know that he can go deep in games. You want him to eat some innings here and keep the Mules at bay, even though he's not completely unscathed.
Yeah, this is a big inning right here. You got to try to calm him down. But this is going to be a big sign for how this Chambersburg team reacts. You're facing a little bit of adversity. Got some traffic on the base paths. You got to limit damage here. You got to get out of this inning and get your offense back in the dugout.
So Carter Burr steps up, big spot for the freshman, and brushes him off with a fastball inside for the first pitch. Burr also a swimmer for the Mules swim and dive team. Again, the command just a little bit off, and we see that one go high.
That's what we've seen throughout this entire little bit of a dip here in his command is everything's been up and in. Everything's been up towards the chin of these Muhlenberg hitters. He's got to try to work down a little bit more because if he works down, he might be able to get those calls. There it is.
Gets one on the outside corner of the zone, makes the count 2-1, so avoiding another 3-0 situation. Truitt the 2-1 on the inside again, and it's 3-1. Man, that's a tough top part of the lineup to deal with.
Yeah, it's
in Burr, Frias, and Moody, both Moody's.
It is not something that you want to get to with first and second with 2 outs or bases loaded and 2 outs. You just want to, when you face these guys, you want to have one on, nobody on.
Count is full. Big pitch coming up.
Very big pitch.
Truitt to Burr. It's wild. And it's ball 4 anyways. And the Mules have bases loaded for Cooper Burr with just 1 out.
And this is a very big spot for the Chambersburg team. Do you get somebody else up, which it seems like, I can't really see from my angle, it seems like they do have somebody warming up.
They do have Cam Waddle in right field warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, especially what happens after Cooper here. Do you, let him go and try to, trust him to get out of it himself, or do you take matters into your own hands and unfortunately take him out of this game earlier than all of us expected?
Canfield on third, Bonte on second, and it's Burr on first. First pitch is a ball, so counts 1-0 for Cooper Burr. 1 homer on the season, 10 extra base hits, and boy, could they use one of those right now. On the inside, brushes him off, 2-0. I think the radar gun, not accurate on that pitch, said 34.
I don't think that's quite right. I don't think that would have made it to the plate, but, who knows.
Burr, fastball high, he takes it, 3-0.
Would you give Cooper Burr the 3-0 green light here, Adam?
I wouldn't.
Neither would I.
I wouldn't.
Nothing to do with Cooper, just I.
Ooh, just on the inside.
Got a
catches
generous
the zone.
one there.
3-1. Of course, we'll get the green light to swing on this one.
Yeah, now you got it.
Just by the skin of the teeth of the zone.
Big hack there.
Swinging at strike 2, the count's full, so Brady Truitt working back in this one.
Another big pitch here.
Absolutely.
Very
Just
big
like
spot
his
here.
brother Carter Burr drew a full count walk in the last at-bat. What is Cooper able to do? The pitch into left field. That's going to bring one home. Here comes Bonte all the way from second. And Cooper Burr delivers a one-out double. The Mules lead it 3-0.
That's a pretty swing right there. I mean, that's a fastball. That looked pretty center cut, and he was just able to punch it into left field. And, I mean, Muhls just putting the ball in play, and this is walks kill you, especially in these district games, especially in these big games where sometimes these lineups come through and, the big guys will hurt you if you give them guys on base. And, unfortunately, he seems like Truitt's coming out of this game.
A tough start for Truitt as the Mules tack on 3 runs to start this second inning. Only 1 out recorded so far. And we'll see a pitching change as looks to actually be Hayden Lyons entering the game for the Trojans. We'll see what he's able to do as a lefty arm. We're going to take a quick timeout before the rest of this inning. Apologies, we had a connectivity issue. In the meantime, the Mules did score another run. It was a weird bunt situation, so you didn't miss much because they had to talk over what was happening at the plate.
I can break down for you what happens here after this hitter here.
1-2. It's fouled off weak. So 1 out, 1-2 is the count to Gavin Moody.
Infield in for the Chambersburg Trojans.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. That's the second out of the inning. It's a big one for Hayden Lyons, the lefty southpaw in the game for the Trojans.
Depicting what happened was first and third for the Muhls, and that was Marvin Frias showed bunt and bunted back to the pitcher. And Carter Burr, that was Carter Burr who was coming home, was basically beat the throw as the pitcher was throwing it to the plate. The catcher never tagged him. That was the umpire's call. Carter was able to climb in there safely. That was after a lot of discussion from umpires, coaches, fans. Lots of disputing there.
So Cole Moody at the plate. He has runners on second and third. 2 outs. 1 strike count. Count evens at 1-1.
That's a good block right there by that catcher. If that gets by, if another one comes home, then you have another guy on third base and makes this game 5-0. And 5-0 looks a lot scarier than 4-0.
Lions. The pitch to Cole Moody. Fouled off behind the plate. 2 strike count. That ball ricocheted off the stadium back on the field.
That hit like the metal tin part of the drop ceiling there.
Muhls leading at 4-0. Moody takes time.
Not sure if we clarified, but that is Hayden Lyons on the mound for the Chambersburg Trojans.
The pitch on the inside, a fastball gets him jammed. The count 1-2. Moody working. Fouls it off again.
Fouled off.
Moody was the final out of the first inning. Flew out to left field. He's worked a deep count. Muhlenberg has seen a lot of pitches. Put up 4 runs already, and another foul ball.
Tough.
It's a deep count like this that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a tough welcoming committee for Lions. I mean, you come in, tough situation. Got to go through the heart of their order. It's never fun.
Again. Cole Moody gives a little clap back and a little clap back to his dugout, and his dugout likewise.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
The pitch to Moody. That's in play to shortstop. And the play is made at first base. And Chambersburg out of a tough inning. But the Muhls tattoo 4 runs at the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the inning. Muhlenberg with a big lead. We're back with you after a huge top of the second inning by the Muhls as they lead at 4-0. Cole Moody has his run support, and it's lined into center field for a hit, a leadoff hit by Keegan Truitt. So it was Brady Truitt who ended the last inning on a 3-6-1 double play. Now we head into this inning. I just want to say, Ben, every inning, each team has had a leadoff runner.
Yeah, and that's not something we're used to seeing when watching these two teams, right? You're used to 3 come to the plate and 3 go back to the dugout. And, I mean, look, that's why, Muhlenberg has 4. And if, Chambersburg keeps playing the way that they're playing, they could – this game's not over. Both teams could very easily explode and tie this game up very quickly.
So it'll be Aiden Appleby at the plate, the lefty. Facing a righty. That is Moody, of course. The pitch on the outside. His command has been pretty solid. The control by Brady Truitt got a little bit out of hand. That's why they ended up yanking him. We'll see if Moody can stabilize for another deep outing. Big swing and a miss at a high pitch, and it's 1-2. Pickoff attempt to first.
Be interesting to see if Cole comes back with that high fastball here.
He does.
There it was.
It's fouled off, though. Appleby able to get a piece of it. He's hitting .262 this season. Senior year for Aiden Appleby. Moody, the 1-2, way outside, and that's going to allow the runner to advance. It is Cooper Stevens, the courtesy runner, who's in for Keegan Truitt, who had the leadoff single. So it's Stevens at second base. The count's 2-2. So look, we have a runner on second base. Guy at the plate's wearing 2. Counts 2-2. A lot of twos here.
Yeah, deuces are wild, Adam. That's what we always said with 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs. Deuces are wild.
Sun beginning to set
It's tough,
behind
son.
that scoreboard. It is a little tough. 73 degrees. Moody on the outside. Count goes full. Something that we were talking about earlier as well. If you can see the pillar, the pole in left, it's a very thick flagpole and a very big flag.
It is.
It is just limp.
I mean, no wind, 0. Like, it's not moving.
Moody pickoff to second base. Clean pickoff attempt, but he won't get Stevens. No outs. Appleby at the plate. And time is called as Moody still delivers it home. Think we should count that for the pitch count?
I don't think Moody would like that, but, who's going to tell him, right?
Moody kick, steals, and swing and a miss. Got him. First out of the inning. Moody's second strikeout of the game.
And this is something that's going to come into a factor later in this game if it, continues to be a good game, is emotion. This is a high-intensity game, and, we've got, a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and one of those big things is how do you handle those emotions? How do you, in a big spot, how do you calm those nerves down and, trust yourself and do what you need to do?
Bryson Murray at the plate. First pitch brushes him off. Muhlenberg got those 4 runs on 3 hits. Chambersburg, 2 hits so far. No score. Moody Gets him to fly it sky high, center field. Camping under it. He's got it.
That's his brother out there.
No issue for Gavin Moody. And he signals two. 2 outs for the Mules.
This is a big inning. One of the biggest innings of the game is after you put up a crooked number on a team, because if you're able to score a good amount of runs and then shut that team down, that really sends a huge message.
Deneen on the outside. He takes strike one, a breaking ball. Moody takes a look back, won't throw, kicks, steals, another breaking ball, breaks a little bit high though, so count evens. Deneen also a football player, stands in at 5'7", 265 batting average. Moody the pitch. It's in there for strike two. And he's a strike away from ending this inning clean. Even with Stevens, who advanced on a wild pitch to second base. Moody looking to get out of it without a run. Chambersburg, an opportunity to chip into this 4-0 deficit. Swing and a miss, and Moody's out of it. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Mules still leading it 4-0. To the plate is Liam Vargas for the Muhlenberg Mules, trying to add on to their 4-0 lead that scored all 4 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. And Vargas takes the first pitch for a ball. It is Hayden Lyons still out there for Chambersburg. Of course, he entered in relief after a little bit of a struggle from Brady Truitt to start. Vargas hitless in the playoffs so far. District 3 playoffs, should I said. Did record a hit in the PIAA playoffs. And the count goes to 1-2.
Second time through the order already. For most of these guys, well, all of them, first time seeing Lions, so it'll be interesting.
Doesn't quite get the zone, a little bit on the inside. Chambersburg's fans wanted it. It was the right height.
Yeah, just a little in. But as I was saying, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made throughout the game as, you know,
Fouled off.
as they either stick with Lions or, you know, they go, you know, pull something else out of their bullpen.
Counts 2-2. Lions kicks and deals. It's low in the dirt, and it's full.
Another 3-ball count.
Vargas takes it low, ball 4, and another leadoff base runner. It's the 5th in 5 half innings that we've seen.
That's the 5th walk already for this Muhlenberg offense.
It's good discipline. I mean, it's a mix of that and a little bit of control issues. And you see that these Chambersburg pitchers are getting ahead early in the counts, but Muhlenberg's able to fight back and get the walk instead of striking out.
Yeah.
Just one strikeout through in time through the order and a half for Muhlenberg so far.
Yeah, and if I'm, Muhlenberg's coach, I'm, preaching discipline, right? Preaching, this Chambersburg team has not been able to find the zone consistently, so I'm saying, stick to your approach, but, find the pitch that's that you want. Don't try to go fishing because he might give you a walk.
First pitch is a ball inside to Michael Canfield, who's coming off a big RBI single in that second inning. That's what put the Mules on the board first.
Canfield later scored then.
Yes.
That
was Vargas's second walk.
Yeah.
Lines the pitch home. In the dirt, blocked by Keegan Truitt.
Quickly behind, 2-0 again.
This will be the 25th pitch for Lions, and the low ball makes it 3-0. Canfield takes ball 4. Oh, that's actually strike 1. I think everyone here thought that was ball 4.
I think so too.
Not that I'm disagreeing with it. It just looked like it from everyone's reactions. It was close.
Especially from Canfield. He made a conscious effort to get out of the way.
So the count goes to 3-1. He'll still try to draw the walk here. Well, if we can get the pitch. And he got him!
Pick him off.
Another pickoff attempt, and this one yields an out. And a big first out. That lefty pickoff move, finally, we've seen it on all sides today, just trying to get those runners on first, and it's Lions who ultimately gets to Vargas. The 3-1. And again, it's Canfield who thinks it's ball 4, but now the count goes full.
This could be a big spot to pick up some momentum right here for Chambersburg. I know it may not seem that significant, but you just had the pick off. Now if you get an out here, that could be a big turnaround.
Well, it's ball 4. 3 straight pitches that Canfield wanted to be called for ball 4. But he eventually walks in. He replaces Vargas at first base, who was picked off. Martin steps up to the plate. Martin with that foul territory sac fly that we saw in the second inning. First pitch from Lions is called for a ball. Martin, the designated hitter, working with 1 out, runner on first base. The pitch. Called for a strike on the outside.
And Adam, I think the main difference in this game so far has just been the walks. It's just been the, allowing free base runners. And we've seen that from Chambersburg, unfortunately, with how many walks now? 6? 6 walks in 3 innings. That's 2 walks an inning. That's just not an efficient way to find outs.
And the Trojans have not reached via the walk. Martin Soft into right field. And the play is made by Muhls. So Lions working on 2 outs. And how important is it that instead of 1 out, runners on first and second, he's an out away from getting out of this?
Yeah.
No pun intended. Getting
Fair
out
enough,
of it.
Fair enough. But, no, that pickoff is going to, be a big part now because instead of now, first and second, and then, on that fly ball to right, maybe now that guy from second who would have been – that would have been Vargas. Maybe Vargas now tags and goes to third. Now you got first and third, 1 out. So that pickoff is, maybe sucked out a little momentum from this Muhlenberg team.
First pitch is a strike to Bonte, and here's Lions now dealing strike after strike, and that's just what they need to do. Yeah, Muhlenberg's been hitting the ball pretty well today, but they need to find the zone. And they find it again, fouls it off.
Yeah, getting ahead is going to be the key. The last 3 hitters have been first pitch. The first pitch was a ball, and when you throw the first pitch ball, hitter's batting average usually increases to over 300. When first pitch strikes, it's down to about 168. So first pitch strikes are key.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Bonte down on strikes as Lions is out of it after allowing a couple of base runners, but no worries as the Muhls do keep their 4-0 lead, but the Trojans return to the plate with an opportunity to chip into that damage. Welcome back. It's Penn Medicine Park in Lancaster. District 3 6A championship game. It's a beautiful night, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. I was a little worried this morning when it was raining, but we lucked out.
First pitch, sky high, first base, and the first out. That was quick.
Again, efficient outs. Moody combines the strikeout and the, allowing hitters to put the ball in play and trusting his defense to, limit the pitches.
Muhlenberg, to me, has just throughout this entire tournament, and especially the latter half of the season, they don't look like an 11 seed. And a second out, that was quick.
That's 2 pitches now in this inning, but no, they don't look like a 7 seed at all. Or, I'm sorry, an 11 seed. They're an 11 seed, but they're playing like they're maybe a 4 seed or a 5 seed. They've gotten hot at the right time, and that's been the big key for them is, a good combination of, obviously Moody, but their offense has produced enough. I wouldn't say that, some teams are different. Some teams will beat you 9-8 or beat you 8-7, but pitching has been their big thing, and they've gotten hot. They're throwing strikes and attacking the zone early, and that's what we've seen from Moody today.
So the first pitch to Vasquez is called a strike. We're at the top of the lineup. Pitch is low for ball number 1. And looking again at that sweet spot like we talked about in the pregame show, Chambersburg has not won a game when they allow more than 4 runs. So if Muhlenberg adds on another, which I wouldn't count them out. They have 4 more trips to the plate to do it. Chambersburg is either going to have to really break through it or it's not looking great.
No, obviously with the defense, There it is, called strike.
2-2 the count.
You're not going to get a lot of scoring opportunities with Moody, so 4 runs hurts. Now, if you're able to disperse 4 runs throughout 7 innings, you got a good shot. You might be okay. But having 4 runs as early in the second inning, that's the thing that I would look forward to as a positive for this team, is that it's only the 3rd inning, right? You got at least 4 more at bats to get something going.
Into right field. Will it stay fair? It will not.
I think disappeared into the corner over there.
It
Goodness.
did. We can't even see it from our angle.
No, I know.
That is just a blind spot for everyone in the field except
the Muhlenberg
Burr in
fans
right
over
field.
there.
Oh, yeah. I guess they can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was just waiting for the Muhlenberg fans to start cheering to see if he caught that or not.
So Moody, he's working on a full count. 2 outs. The pitch into center field for a single. And Vasquez keeps the inning alive for the Trojans.
That's his 2nd hit of the day.
And even if you're obviously not able to get a 2-out rally with 4 runs, Muhls can, bring home Vasquez. That's good.
Yeah, that's a big sign, especially because, if you're bringing him home, you're making Cole throw more pitches. You're making him compete more. You're forcing him to. Sorry, I know I paused, but I just got to be locked in. You're forcing him to be more, not afraid of your offense, but you're forcing him to respect your offense and respect your hitters now, because now they've shown that they can really produce and really do damage against him.
Weak grounder up to Moody. Flips the first and the 3rd out of the inning. And the Muhls don't allow any runs to score for Chambersburg. We're through 3 here in Lancaster. The beautiful, beautiful sounds of Take Me Out to the Ball Game on the electric guitar as Student Sportscast welcomes you back here to Penn Medicine Park as Carter Burr leads it off for the Muhls. Had a big, big walk in that 2nd inning, and that helped put together that Muhlenberg rally.
Yeah, and as I said earlier in the game, the bottom half of this Muhls lineup is important. It's got to be, and if you look at my stat sheet here, I know you can't if you're sitting at home, but there's a lot colored in on the bottom half of my stat sheet, and that's the bottom half of their order getting on, and that's a big part of why they've been able to put up this crooked numbers, because they get on, and then look at Cooper Burr at the top, hits a double and drives in a couple runs.
I mean, a deep team, whether it's in your rotation, your bullpen, your lineup, that'll take you far. It really will. And obviously that applies in any sport, but it really matters in baseball, because if you have these guys, you have Canfield, Martin, Bonse, Burr, all of them productive at the plate. Chopper up the middle In the play, Vasquez delivers it to first for the first out.
Yeah, that's one of the scary parts of this Muhlenberg team is that, as we said last inning, you gotta be locked in and focused the whole time. You can't. There's no holes in either of these teams' lineups. You gotta be focused. You gotta be hitting your spots. You gotta be making the right pitches. You gotta be, making sure that you're backing up a base. You gotta make sure you're covering the right spot. You gotta make sure it's mistake-free baseball.
Lions, the first pitch is a ball to Cooper Burr, who had that 2 RBI double in the top of the second.
And a walk back in the first.
Been on twice already. See what he does here. Inside strike called, 1-1. Lions kicks and deals. Soft contact flew out to left field, and it's Appleby camping under it to make the play. Sun is definitely setting here now.
Left fielder, number 6, Marvin Frias.
Yeah, that sun's starting to go down. These lights are going to come into effect now, and you get a fly ball in the lights.
That could be tough. That could be tough.
Yeah.
And we've seen the outfield, specifically Appleby. He's had a ton of balls hit out his way, but he's been making the plays pretty clean.
But he's looked very solid. He looks calm out there. He's not, rushing and trying to juggle with these baseballs. It looks like everything's under control. It looks like he's on cruise control as he tries to track these things down.
Marvin Frias at the plate, lefty on lefty matchup, 2-0. And if I'm Lions here, maybe I want to attack. I mean, granted, maybe he's trying. I really want to attack the zone in this at-bat. Lefty, hopefully get Frias on some bad contact with that matchup. Obviously, Frias is a great hitter, but who knows what he's going to be able to do against the lefty, and that could easily get you a third out with a good defense behind you. And there we see he's got his first strike, 2-1.
Exactly, and it's really hard to hit the ball out of the yard, especially in this park. So going after hitters there he goes.
Swinging at it. Play is called dead.
Foul.
Went off his foot.
Yeah, and I know we saw a homer in the last game, but, keeping the ball in the yard in this stadium is, not as much of a challenge as it is playing in other stadiums. So going after hitters, not with no fear, but with some good confidence, knowing that you're going to be okay is, important, especially, in this at-bat when you got a lefty-lefty matchup and a favorable matchup.
Yeah, speaking of, we did see that. That was, I believe that was a Lampeter Strasburg
That
homer?
was, yes.
Yeah. They won 6-5 over Lower Dolphin. Some other District 3 scores, you can see them in the ticker on the bottom of the screen, but we also have Northern Lebanon in 4A winning 7-1 over number 3 Pennsboro. Number 2 Trinity upsetting, in quotations, number 1 Bermudian Springs 2-1. A 2-1 game, or a number 2 seed and a number 1 seed. It's
correct.
Maybe not as much of an upset. It's
maybe
just
not
two
an upset,
powerhouses.
but yeah.
Frias up the middle, trying to make the play. Getting it off is ultimately Murray. But it's not in time as Frias is on board with an infield single. Some games played last week here at Penn Medicine Park. Halifax beating Camp Hill. That's another 1-2 matchup. Number 1 Halifax winning in 5 innings via mercy rule, 10-0. And in 1A, that's a good game. Number 1 Christian School of York, 3. Number 6 Fairfield with 2 runs. Gavin Moody returns to the plate for his third at-bat. First pitch called a strike. Moody takes strike 2. And Lions looking to get another clean inning. We saw it in the third. He had a couple runners on, but
able to get
dealt
out
with them fine.
Don't be shocked if Frias goes in motion here. I know that Lions is a good move, but you want him in motion just in case Moody's able to shoot one into the gap. or find a knock somewhere, because then you got him in motion and, creates all sort of problems for this Chambersburg defense.
Lions, he does take a look, delivers home, fouled off behind the plate, finds its way back into the stands. The only 11 seed to win the District 3 tournament since seeding was introduced in the 06-07 school year was Northern York in 3A. That was the 2014 season.
There it goes.
He's off, but
There he is.
it's fouled off. Since seeding started, 9 5 seeds have won the championship. Have won a championship. This is across all levels. Lions, the pitch on the outside.
Chambersburg fans didn't like that one.
I thought it was off.
I thought so too. From our angle, that looks like it's off the outer edge. There goes.
There's the
Reese
runner.
again.
And a little bit off to get the throw. Truitt hesitated a little bit. And that allows Frias to get an easy stolen base.
Frias does have good speed. A knock probably scores a run here.
Moody trying to keep this inning alive. 2-2, 2 outs. Lions strike away from ending it. The pitch. Left
There
side
it
of
is.
the field. That's going to get through the hole, and Frias is coming home to score. Devin Moody delivers.
That's what we talked about. That's where that stolen base comes in really helpful for that Muhlenberg offense, because if that guy's on first base, he's now maybe standing on third.
So his twin steps up. Here's Cole Moody. How much is Muhlenberg able to add on? That is the question.
That's a big run, piggybacking off of the stat you said earlier with Chambersburg has not allowed more than 4 runs and won a game yet. So,
And you look at their last championship game, they get Mercy ruled 10-0 by Wilson in the county chip. Now they're leading 5-0. The offense is rolling, and you have a pitcher that you know is going to give you long, consistent innings. Or actually, the innings are short, but he's going long in the game.
yeah, I mean, if you're Muhlenberg, you're sitting in a pretty good spot right now. You've got, more than enough runs for Cole Moody, and I mean, all you're looking for here is quick outs. You don't need a bunch of strikeouts. You don't need, you don't need to rack up that K count. All you need is quick outs and efficient outs.
Runners off. It's into right center field, and it's down. Cole Moody's going to bring another run home, and his twin coming in to score, and here he comes to third, and he's out. Trying to take advantage of a little defensive hole on the left side. It doesn't matter because Cole Moody is going to bring his twin in, and Muhlenberg, a 6-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Chambersburg needing a response. Welcome back to Penn Medicine Park as the Mules add on 2 more runs in the top of the inning. Lions now at 55 pitches in his relief outing, and Cole Moody has been dominant, 31 pitches through 3 innings, and we'll see what he's able to do here, 21 of them being strikes. He's allowed 3 hits, no runs, has 3 Ks.
I think the biggest part right now is for Cole Moody is, outs, right? You don't, like I said last inning, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but baseball is basically the same principles over and over and over again. And right now that principle is outs. You don't need a bunch of strikeouts, just attack the zone, find the zone early, and make quick outs. If you give up a hit because you threw a fastball down the middle, it's not really going to change a whole lot from the complexion standpoint of the game.
Sherwood 0 for 1 today, lines it deep into center, but trekking under it is Gavin Moody to make the play and the first out of the inning. A reminder, the Chewits, not brothers, not cousins either, at least not close cousins. I was told they were distant cousins. So it's Keegan Truitt now at the plate. Got him on the inside of the bat, opposite field foul ball. He's 1 for 1 today.
36 miles an hour. Something tells me that's not right.
No, I do not think that scoreboard miles per hour is right.
From experience, I don't think anybody in 6A baseball or 5A baseball or any baseball
or high school baseball
is throwing 36 miles an hour.
Big swing and a miss on that heater. A heater that definitely did not clock it at 35.
Not quite.
Chopper, right side, and the play is made. Routine from Bonte to Burr, and the second out of the inning. And if you're Chambersburg, it's been a little bit of a struggle to get momentum. They've had some runners. They've had 3 of them. But to actually get them in scoring position and drive them in, haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, they've struggled so far in this game. And, one of the things you start to think about as a club is when do you start to go into panic mode? When is like, okay, we need something to change? And I would say that panic button has to get hit pretty quickly sometime within the next 1, 2, at the latest 3 innings.
Appleby 2 big swings and misses, and Moody looking at it. Got him swinging. A master
Moody
class.
Fired up.
Cole Moody. Dominance. We head to the 5th. We return as The Muhls up 6-0 already. Looking to add some more damage here. I'm Adam Cooke, alongside me Ben Ruppert, my producer Maddie Hernandez, and we are thrilled to have you from across Pennsylvania and District 3 as the Muhls and Trojans continue slugging it out in the District 3 6A championship game.
Yeah, it's not the closest of games right now, but, I mean, this is high school baseball. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. I've seen some crazy things throughout my years of experience.
So Liam Vargas digs in. First
new
pitch,
pitcher, Adam?
a ball.
I believe so.
No, that is still Lions.
Is it?
Yeah.
My fault. Oh, yeah, you're right, it is.
Lions, that was his 60th pitch for a ball. Top 5. Vargas takes one inside for a strike. And look, we got a little motion in that flag, Ben.
Yeah, it's starting to move back
A
and
little
forth a little
bit.
bit. Not a lot, but it's the first I've seen it move all day.
Vargas, left side, sliding play, and he won't get it off. An infield single, ultimately. Vasquez made a nice diving stop, but Vargas reaches base. Ben, I also do want to say, this is like, I love where this is located. I love this backdrop.
This
at
is
Penn
this
Medicine
is
Park.
really cool.
It
You got,
really
like,
is.
Yeah, you got like the grassy kind of hilly part out there and left. You got kind of like a mini green monster out there and right.
A little bit. And then you have, I believe that's an apartment complex or
Yeah.
something in the back. Stadium Row, it
Stadium
says.
Row, yeah. I mean,
It's a nice part of town.
I do like it.
Pass ball, and Vargas cruises into second. He'll
Big
take a nice
turn.
little turn, yeah.
Are those soccer lines I see on the field? I think those are.
I think I want to say the Lancaster Inferno play here.
Oh. Can't say that I knew that.
That's Kenzie Mentor's team.
Did not know that.
Canfield, the 1-0, takes a second ball. He's 1 for 1 today. He's reached base twice, once via single and once via walk. Takes one, finds the outside corner for strike 1. And you have to be thinking, if you're Chambersburg, who's up next to pitch? I mean, maybe Lions can go the distance. He's at 66 pitches now, which is a pass ball, and it brings Vargas all the way to third.
Yeah, you start to think a little bit. It kind of brings up a peculiar situation. It seems Chambersburg does have somebody going. I can't see who that is in the corner.
You do have Ryan Mills, who, like Cole Moody, pitched in the semifinal on Thursday. He went 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 Ks against Hempfield. Beautiful outing.
That is a very good outing.
They decided not to throw him for this one. The pitch to the right side. That'll bring home a run. And Canfield a productive out. It's 7-0. Talk about putting together a really nice performance. Canfield has done great.
Yeah, I mean, he's 1 for 2 on the day, but that's a productive out. You're going to get high fives all around when you get back to the dugout there, and he's got a walk and a single and a run scored, and he's driven in 1. So he's driven in 2 total today, and 1 for 2. That's not too shabby.
I wouldn't say Muhlenberg's lineup is overperforming, but they are performing well. They are
I would
at a
agree.
high level. These are good pitchers, and they're tacking on runs. Swing and a miss on the outside by Martin, and the count goes to 0-2.
And one of the big keys, again, is walks. Walks really kill you in these kind of games.
Left side, routine ground ball, and a routine second out. As good as a lot of Muhlenberg's hitters are, as deep as the lineup is, I did not think it would be this deep and this productive.
Yeah, they've really showed out today, and they've really, done Cole a lot of favors because this, 7 runs frees Cole up and allows him to be a lot more efficient with his pitches, and it gives him a lot of margin for error, which as a pitcher, that's an amazing feeling to have, a lot of run support and just be able to go out there and, attack hitters as best you can.
Pitch is low, count goes even. And if you're the Trojans, you have to wonder, what's the game plan here? Because Moody's showing no signs of coming out anytime soon. And he's come nowhere close to allowing 7 runs all season.
No, from my perspective, the game plan would be, you got to work counts. You got to, maybe take till you get a strike. Try to, work his pitch count up because his pitch count is really low. He's at 32-ish pitches. So trying to work that pitch count and trying to get him into the upper 60s, 70s is going to be, a big thing. And finding ways to get guys on base. The bottom half of their lineup when they come up, they have 6, 7, 8 coming up. So those guys getting on is important and very important.
And you got to think for Muhlenberg, the key might not actually be in your pitching anymore because that's kind of a constant. Moody's going to go out there and shove. And it's not your lineup. You can't really do anything better than 7 runs so far. Is your defense going to support Moody? Because he's been getting a lot of ground balls, a lot of pop flies. They've been fielding him well.
Yeah, their defense has got to stay engaged, and if they just make the plays they're supposed to make, they should be in a pretty good position because Moody's going to, do his thing and find ways to get outs, however that is, strikeouts, quick outs to, we've seen a couple fly balls to center on the first or second pitch of the at-bat, so.
So Carter Burrow with a 2-out situation with a runner on first. As Bonteu drew a full count walk.
That was Bonte's second walk.
1-0 early. Lions 78 pitches behind him. The count now 1-1. Burr inside. Did he get him? Not quite. Really pretty sunset here tonight. Real nice looking sunset.
That is creating some cool oranges.
Swing and a miss on the 2-1. And Lions, a 2-strike count, trying to get out of it. Has allowed 1 run so far this inning. It was Vargas who reached via the infield single and got a little bit further than they were hoping on a couple pass balls. Time is 8:41 here in Lancaster. It's been a fun night, a fun day of baseball. As always, a great job by District 3 and the PIAA for putting on a good show. We enjoy covering games on a big stage and at a big venue like this.
Absolutely.
Me personally, I'll be at Millersville tomorrow night as lacrosse championships begin. Some Berks teams, you have Wyomissing and Twin Valley. Runners off, the throw down, and he just got under it. Bonte is able to just get in there.
Get under
The
that
throw,
tag.
it was a great throw, but ultimately it looked, maybe the pop was a little
Late.
late. The full count pitch. It's fouled off. I did allude to this earlier, but they did have some of these games at First Energy a couple years ago. I remember that's when Mifflin lost before they won their state championship game. Pitch is called for strike 3. Embers down to end the inning. Chambersburg needs to get something going. We head to the bottom of the inning. 7-0 our score. It'll be Bryson Murray to lead off things for Chambersburg as something needs to happen now. That's not exactly how you get it started. Fly ball right side of the field, and it's dropped. Is it in fair territory? No, it is
It's
not.
Foul.
It is just foul. So Murray bailed out a little bit as
Murray gets a gift there. And this is what we talk about, right? The defense. The defense coming up making big plays for Moody. And not only the big plays, but just making the fundamental ones. And, let's see if Bryson can capitalize on his second opportunity.
the 0-1. Breaking ball just missed. I don't know where
Ooh,
that missed.
I guess high, I'm going to guess. I don't know. If I'm down there, I might give him that one on the corner.
Strike 2. Murray this season, 194 batting average. Looking to get that up, and what's going to happen here?
Foul ball.
Goes foul.
Smart play to let that go foul.
He's 0 for 1 today. Takes a minute for him to get back to the batter's box, but he stands in, getting ready for the 1-2.
I'd take my time here, too. Get fully refocused back into this at-bat because finding a way on is almost a must.
Strike 3. Brilliance by Moody. And with a guy like him on the mound, like Brian Kopetsky told us pregame, they can compete with anyone. They are the underdog. We call them the Miracle Mules, like the Miracle Mets. But ultimately, they're playing like a top seed.
They're playing good baseball right now.
And they've had to travel in this tournament. I mean, Manheim Township's not too bad. It's probably about 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Then
but it's not a walk to the neighbor's house, that's for sure.
Exactly. And then you have Waynesboro, which certainly
That's a
not
hike.
a walk. Yeah.
That's a hike.
Ephrata, which is, decently. I mean, it's not. Ephrata is not too close either. It's not in the county.
No. So. But they've had their fair share of bus rides.
Builds character.
Oh, it absolutely does. Builds team camaraderie, too.
Grounded left side. Diving stop to first. A huge second out. And an amazing diving play by Canfield. And you look at, you have a great diving stop like that. That's only half the play.
Yeah, that's a great pick over there by Cooper Burr.
A great throw, a great pick, and an amazing play.
Absolutely.
So Moody, an out away from ending this fifth inning. First pitch is fouled off by Matt Murphy. Murphy 0 for 1 today. And Moody only just hit the 50 pitch mark. As he gets him on a check swing, he couldn't quite hold back. And it's 0-2. Moody. Swing and a miss. His sixth of the night. And Moody lights out. We head to the sixth inning. Muhls leading it 7-0. Muhlenberg looking to cap off a fourth District 3 title and make it 4-0 in championship games. They lead at 7-0 over Chambersburg. And talk about the Miracle Mules coming into this as an 11 seed and leading at 7-0 over the most accomplished team in district history.
Leading off for the Mules, first baseman, number 18,
And we do have a new pitcher here. It will stay as southpaw, but it's Cam Wadle in for Chambersburg. Cooper Burr steps in, top of the lineup for the Mules. Burr has delivered some big hits so far today. Is he able to get something started? First pitch is a ball high. Wadle, one of the premier pitchers on this staff, 1.75 ERA, has not pitched that many innings. That's actually only through 12 innings. Only one start, most of those being 1 or 2 inning relief outings.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're looking for here, is to just, get them through this, get out of this little funk that they're in right now and kind of slow down this Muhlenberg lineup.
A reminder that after 5 innings, if a team is leading by 10, that will invoke the mercy rule and we will be done. So, but that is after the inning. So if Muhlenberg were to score 3,
Chambersburg gets a shot.
Chambersburg will bat again with chance to extend the game. Pitch goes low. That pitch caught.
That was a called strike.
Called on the lower half of the zone, and Burr now working on a 2-2 count. Umpire calls time, or Burr calls time. Excuse me.
That Muhlenberg dugout has not gotten any quieter since this game has started.
And why would they?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
7 runs on 7 hits. Chambersburg has not recorded a hit since the 3rd inning. Into left field, bats down. Burr reaches base once again, his 2nd hit of the day.
Two for 3 with a walk today for Cooper Burr.
It's exactly what you want out of him.
Yeah, that's what you need out of your leadoff guys to get on.
What a productive leadoff man he has been. He's one of the reasons that they've reached this point.
Absolutely, but I mean the whole team's been productive today. It hasn't really been one specific guy from Muhlenberg today. It's been the whole team collectively chipping in, and scoring runs.
If the Mules hold on, they will host the 6th place team out of District 1. And in that case, Chambersburg would host the 5th place team out of District 1. So either way, both teams are getting someone out of District 1.
And headed to states. Obviously, that was determined after they won their
Yes,
2nd district game.
Correct. Frias takes the ball low, 1-1. The top 4 teams advance to the PIAA championships. So yes, reaching the semifinals does qualify you for the tournament in 6A. It's different for each bracket. So in the 3rd place game, since Chambersburg defeated number 1 Hempfield and Muhlenberg over number 2 Ephrata, they will play on Wednesday at Hempfield for 3rd place, which will determine PIAA seeding, but both teams already in to that tournament anyways.
I'll tell you what, we got some exciting baseball coming up, don't we?
Of course. We'll see how far both of these teams make it in the States. Swing and a miss. Frias down on strikes. Hey, if Chambersburg went all the way in the 6A state bracket, they would not be the first runner-up in the district to make it all the way. We talked about that. Cedar Cliff last year, Mifflin 2 years ago. One of them being in 6A, that was Cedar Cliff, and Mifflin, who did bump up to 6A. They did it in 5A 2 years ago with the likes of Bryce Detweiler and Ethan Grimm. First pitch to Gavin Moody on the outside for a ball. Moody today 1 for 3. Pickoff attempt to first in the dirt, but Ultimately, in front of it is McMullen.
Dug out.
Second pitch a little bit high,
Inside.
2-0. I do want to say, so we have 2 more innings left. Moody has 52 pitches
Yeah. With 6 strikeouts.
with 6 Ks.
That's the big number I would focus on right now. 52 pitches, 39 strikes.
You look at a lot of the guys on Chambersburg, they have struggled a little bit with their control. Truitt, the starter, 19 strikes on 41 pitches. Lyons still a little bit better, 54 strikes on 85, and Wadle currently 6 of 13 being strikes. And his 14th is ball 4 to Moody, who takes base with 1 out. Runners on first and second.
Cole Moody's been in the center of everything today for Muhlenberg.
Moody, like his brother, also 1 for 3 today with an RBI.
Another chance for Cole to do more damage here.
It's Burr on second. Gavin Moody on first. Cole Moody at the plate. It's the first pitch from Wadle. It is lined up to center. And that'll bring home Burr. And the Mules lead it 8-0. And a clean slide at home, will I say.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
Was it necessary? No. Was it
No.
clean? Absolutely.
I mean, that's what you're trying to do in these kind of games, though, is just have as much fun as you can.
I mean, look, you're a guy like Burr, you're a guy like Moody. These are some of the last games you'll ever play.
Yeah,
you
you-
love these guys.
You want to
and
have fun.
going out with a championship after the Mules have had a little bit of a title drought since their 2022 BCIAA championship.
Now heading to the middle, shortstop, number 20, Liam Vargas.
Moody wasting no time there. First pitch right back up the middle.
So the Mules have scored in the second, fourth, fifth, and sixth innings now. Vargas to the plate, trying to add on some more damage. Runners on first and second. First pitch, a fastball on the outside. Big swing and a miss from Vargas. Count evens at 1.
Vargas has scored twice today.
It is Michael Batista. 3 stolen bases so far. He's probably not going to steal one here. He's the courtesy runner on first base. On the outside, Vargas takes ball 2. And if you're Muhlenberg, I really wouldn't hate it if you added 2 on here and you won by mercy. Keep Moody at 53, or
Yeah.
obviously he'll get
Yes.
probably 10-ish more pitches, but
That could be huge for, having him set up for the next round. It might not, matter depending on when the game starts. I think you said it was next Monday.
that's correct.
But, yeah, absolutely not putting a lot of strain on that arm because more pitches, I know it may sound like, not a big deal, but, more pitches allows for more strain on the arm, and especially with how much Moody has thrown and the magnitude in which he has thrown is, after a while that gets tiring.
Vargas finds a gap in right field. Here comes Gavin Moody. And the play at third, Cole Moody's safe. On an RBI single from Liam Vargas.
That's Bautista sliding in third there, I believe.
That's correct, actually. Thank you, Ben. Forgot about the courtesy runner. That is Batista, cruising into third. Gavin Moody scores, and Vargas makes it 9-0. Talk about a guy that's been balling out all game long. That is Canfield.
Had a phenomenal play at third base.
And he's been hitting too. He's been productive
that
with
too.
the bat.
Yep.
1 for 2. Drove in the first run for the Mules. Could drive in the last if they score Batista from third and then mercy rule it.
Early steal here from.
Got him picked off. Where are they going to throw? What's happening here? They go home with it. And the runners are all safe.
Yeah, so for those watching at home that don't know what is going on there, what was supposed to happen is, who's that? Vargas. Vargas on first base. When he steals second, his job is to stand right there in the middle and draw a throw, which is what he did. And the guy on third base, which is Bautista, is supposed to come home after the pitcher, tries to deal with the guy on second base. He is supposed to be out, the guy at second base. But obviously, trying to prevent that run, you'd rather let Vargas have that base.
Is it deep enough on this fly ball to score? He'll tag. Batista coming home, and the throw's a little bit offline, allows him to score. 10-0 Mules. Unbelievable what this lineup has done.
Yeah.
Truly.
I don't think any of us expected this amount of runs.
You're thinking, oh, it'll be a decent pitcher's duel, and
Yeah.
wow. John Martin at the plate. Let's see what damage he can do. Into shallow center field, camping under it, making the catch is Deneen. And that'll end the inning, but Moody, 3 outs away from a district chip. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Muhlenberg, 3 outs away.
Just want to say, Adam, before we get into this, thanks for having me on the air today.
And thank you for joining
I appreciate
me.
it. Thanks for having me out here today.
And
Had a lot of fun with you. It's been
we'll
fun today.
express all of our gratitude during the postgame show. A lot of people we're thankful for that got us here. Connor McMullen leads off for the Trojans. Do or die now, as mercy rule could be in effect if Moody shuts him down. First pitch is a strike. Moody kicks and deals. Strike 2 is a breaking ball. And quickly the count's 0-2. Hardliner fouled off to the right side. McMullen stays alive. Muhlenberg has put together such a nice season.
Wow.
And Moody, wow, the comebacker.
He'll take it himself.
He's done it all today. The first of 3 outs.
Now batting the Trojan shortstop, number 9, Aaron Vasquez.
So Aaron Vasquez back to the plate, the leadoff hitter. He's reached base today on an infield single.
Oh, my.
Did it hit
Did I
him?
get him? I believe it did.
Hit him on his
Hit him on the back of the helmet,
helmet.
I think.
It was looked like it may have hit him on the bat. It wasn't too clear, but ultimately it got his helmet.
Hopefully he's okay. Seems to be in a little discomfort.
So that's, I mean, Vasquez has done a great job as the leadoff hitter. Everything that you really want from him. It's his third time reaching base. Ryan Mills to the plate. Moody, the pitch. Right field. Tracking under it, Burr. He's got it. And the Mules an out away from a championship. And you can see the guys on the top ledge of that dugout. They're all
They are ready to
hanging. They are
explode
ready.
out of that dugout.
Moody to Truitt. It's 1-0. On the outside, 2-0. The Mules can smell victory.
Got to give
Moody
it to Chambersburg, though. They've battled all year and the whole game.
fouled it off behind home plate, 2-1.
Battled hard, just unfortunately wasn't their night tonight. They just couldn't struggle to find the zone, and that's where Muhlenberg was able to bite them. Was, the walks and the, trying to limit base runners.
Moody kicks and deals. Right side, looks to be shading foul, and it's out of play. Trojans down to their final strike. The Mules on their feet. Moody wants the fans on their feet. He signals. He nods his head at the dugout. Brady Truitt steps in. It's 9:09 here, and Moody delivers. Won't be strike three as the count goes full.
Vasquez will be off and moving. 3-2, 2 outs. Off he goes.
Moody takes a look back. Now he looks home. Kicks, deals. On the outside for ball four. And the Mules preemptive with getting out of the dugout as Truitt draws a base on balls. So the celebration delayed a little bit.
I mean, you got to give it to him. Chambersburg has battled. They will not go down. They'll go down fighting.
There have been crazier situations where teams win, admittedly.
There have.
Truitt takes the ball on the inside. One and out, 2 outs. Moody kicks and deals on the inside, 2-0. What a night it has been. Still just beautiful weather here in Lancaster.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
2-0. Popped up. And the Mules have done it. The Miracle Mules are district champions. The most improbable season crowns an 11 seed for only the second time in District 3 history. Rest easy, Muhlenberg. The job is finished. And the improbable ride crowns Muhlenberg. Cole Moody has delivered gold. The teams will line up for the medal ceremony now, as the Mules hug it out as District 3 6A champions. We'll be back with you soon, as we'll have a post-game interview down on the field with one of the Mules. Cole Moody, he's done it again. Another complete game shutout.
Yes, sir.
This one in the biggest moment possible
Yes,
for
sir.
the District 3 6A championship. What's the feeling?
It's incredible, man. I mean, I've waited 4 years to get here. Waited 4 years for just a championship in general, and to do it with the guys that I grew up with, it's incredible. Like I came off the field crying. It was awesome.
And to do it with your brother, too, how much more special is
It's-
that?
Unreal. It's unreal. I don't have many words for it.
You guys did not have a great stretch to start the season.
Yeah.
1-3, then 7-7. What was the catalyst behind this turnaround?
So after the Penn Manor game, we all just took it as like, oh, another loss, whatever, 7-7. But once we came, I believe it was Exeter right after. Came into that Exeter game fueled up because that was to get us into counties. So we came in fueled up, ready to go, and from there it's just been Muhls.
Talking about counties, you guys, the one loss you guys had in the prior 10 games was that county championship.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to use that loss as fuel and propel
That's
you?
what it was. Yeah, exactly. Use that as fuel. There's people still talking about it, but can't talk anymore. We got a bigger championship, so.
You had a couple runners early, but then really stabilized.
Yeah.
What were you feeling down the stretch, that 4th, 5th, and 6th inning?
It was momentum. Take the momentum from the runs we scored early, and just I got runs to give up if I need, but didn't do it. So
State tournament coming up.
Yes, sir.
You guys are the first team from District 3 coming out of it. You guys will host someone from District 1.
yeah,
So with each game having the potential to be its last, what's the pressure on for you as a senior?
honestly, I don't take it as pressure. I use it as fuel. I'm like, I don't want this game to be my last, so I'm gonna play as hard as I can, every out, every inning, and just use it.
Thank you, Cole.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck going forward, and thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Final score here tonight, Muhls 10, Trojans zip. The Miracle Muhls claim their first district title since the 2008 season. It's their third overall, and they remain a perfect, or excuse me, did I say third overall? It's their fourth overall title.
Yep, there you go.
They are 4-0 in championship games, and they did it on the back of Cole Moody, their ace. 6 innings pitched, a complete game shutout on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Another brilliant outing by the senior Moody, who's committed to Northampton Community College. A little bit of a shaky start for Chambersburg. Had Truitt starting, lasted an inning and a third. Lions went in through the 5th, and then Wadle ultimately allowed the runs that put Muhlenberg over that mercy rule threshold. For the Muhls, Cooper Burr 2 for 3 with a run, 2 RBI. Frias 2 for 4, a run, RBI. Gavin Moody 1 for 3, 2 runs, an RBI, and a walk. And all over. The Muhls tattooed. 4 runs in the second was all they need. That RBI single by Canfield was all they needed to put them up 1-0. But they went the distance, won via mercy, and they will forever be etched in the history books as one of the greater stories to witness to be in this District 3 tournament. Thank you all for joining us. Beside me, that is Ben Ruppert. I'm Adam Cooke. Thank you to District 3 for letting us come in here today. We really appreciate the opportunity to come and broadcast such an amazing event. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in to Student Sportscasts this season. Thank you to Mom and Dad for helping me with all of this. Thank you, everyone. We could not have done this without you. For my partner, Ben Ruppert, to my left, my producer, Maddie Herneisen, I am Adam Cooke, and this concludes Student Sportscasts. Good night.